Hello, science fiction fans, and welcome to my channel. I'm Peg, and I love science fiction, especially the brand new stuff. I hunt my local wonderful library and they on their shelf called New Science Fiction and pick up whatever I see there and give it a try. I'm going to be talking today about a book called Void Star by Zachary Mason. This is Zachary Mason's second novel. His first was quite a bit different. It was called The Lost Books of the Odyssey. In this one, first I kind of started it and thought, what is going on? Like I have in other science fiction books lately, like Nine Fox Gambit, the works of the trilogy of Anne Leckie, and also in the older works of William Gibson. It's one of those that they just set you right, he just sets you right down in the middle of the story, and it's got new things you didn't know about, and it takes some work and several readings to know what's going on. But I really started liking it after I read it the second time, most parts the second time, and some even three times. I was able to figure out what was going on. Before I tell a little bit about the story, I want to talk a little bit about the author, Zachary Mason. He, like many fiction writers, is a scientist himself. He has a PhD in computer science and artificial intelligence and still works in Silicon Valley on AI, artificial intelligence. An interesting point in his work history is he worked on the recommendation system on the early Amazon book buying space. If you're old enough to remember when Amazon first started selling books online, it was a wonderful thing to us oldies when you would buy a book and it would come back with other books that you might like. This just seemed like a wonderful thing. Of course, we're very used to that now, with the algorithms, etc. But this was really new and different in its time, and he worked on that system for Amazon. The void in this comes from the computer language term for unknown. So that has, I guess, some things to do with the story. Now, for the story itself, there's hardly any way I can really talk about it because it was so complex, you might say. There were three characters, and this takes place in San Francisco for the most part. And each of the three characters had some sort of AI on them. Some had implants. One's implant was getting kind of old and going wrong, which led to some interesting developments. The three characters interact with others through most of the story and then end up coming together, and it deals with a lot of different types of memory and the different kinds of artificial intelligence that it's possible to have. I'm really going to read it again. I think even the third time reading it would help a lot. The thing I liked best about it was the beautiful prose, how it almost seemed like getting hallucinations of a dark, rainy San Francisco night, kind of like you picture in the old movie The Blade Runner. I really liked his writing and his world building very much, and that's very evident in a lot of it. That's one of my favorite things. Okay, so I'd love to hear what some other people think about this book, people that like science fiction and naughty, gritty books to get into. So if you've read it, please let me know, and but if you haven't read it, as I said, be ready to spend some time and thought getting into it. And it's a wonderful, naughty problem to kind of solve as you go. So I'll be back soon with another one. Thanks. Bye.